Nowadays, greatness is a word that people love. Gustong-gusto natin yung magaling, wow! Yung sikat, grabe! Influencer, ang galing, ang talino, ang yaman, ang pogi, ang ganda. Yun ang mga gusto natin. Yun ang pinapalakpakan ng mundo. We admire leaders who are wealthy and innovative and in command. We admire athletes who win and the influencers who rise and the people who are successful. One day, itong CEO ng NVIDIA, ang pangalan niya ay si Jensen Huang. He gathered all his billionaire friends. NVIDIA is a multi-billion-dollar company. Ibang klase itong si Jensen Huang. He gathered all his billionaire friends, all the tech companies on the planet, and he surprised the audience. He said, I used to clean toilets. And everybody, I've cleaned more toilets than all of you combined, sabi ni Jensen Huang. And everybody laughed. But the point was very clear. Before titles, before success, before the applause, he learned how to serve. Nagsimula sa mababa, naglilinis ng kubeta, bago naging matagumpay sa buhay. Today we'll talk about that. Jesus is teaching us a reverse type of greatness. Yung totoong magaling sa paningin ng Diyos ay iba sa paningin ng mundo ng magaling. Today's title is we call it, ang pagiging servant ni Christ, a pattern for true greatness. Nagpapatuloy po tayo sa ating Book of Mark series at ngayon ay nasa Mark chapter 10 na tayo, verses 32 to 45. Sa Mark chapter 10, we meet a very different kind of leader. Iba sa panuntunan ng leader ng mundo. Jesus is not walking into wealth or prosperity or prestige or glory or political power. He is walking ahead of disciples, the story said. He's walking to his death. He is walking to the sacrifice of the cross. He is walking to a place where he will be embarrassed, shamed, and where he will suffer. Ibang klase, Karamihan ng mga tao sa mundo ay gusto masarap, masaya, maginhawa, mayaman ang puntahan. Doon ka pupunta. Pero si Jesus, baligtad. Pupuntahan niya ang krus. He goes to a place nobody wants to go. Kings do not walk towards suffering. Heroes do not choose humiliation. Leaders don't choose the lowest place. Ba't ako pupunta dyan? But Jesus chose the place where true greatness in the eyes of God really is. Sa umagang ito, pag-uusapan natin, the truly great are not those who are powerful, prestigious, and prominent, but those who choose to be a humble servant like Christ. Ang tunay na mataas ay yung nagpapakumbaba, naglilingkod, at nagsasakripisyo para sa Diyos at para sa kapwa. Galing. Today we'll talk about 3 powerful, beautiful, significant truths in our lives. Number 1, choose the hardship of the cross before the honor of the crown. That's how to be great. Choose heavenly promotion rather than worldly prestige. And choose the humble towel, not the impressive throne. Ito ho ang kwento natin sa araw na ito. Baligtad daw ho ang definition ni Jesus ng greatness sa definition ng mundo ng tunay na tagumpay. Let's begin. How do we become great in the eyes of God? Number 1, choose the hardship of the cross before the honor of the crown. Piliin mo ang pagsasakripisyo, hindi puro ginhawa. Yan ang sinasabi ng Panginoon. And so the story goes, they were now on the way up to Jerusalem, and Jesus was walking ahead of them. The disciples were filled with awe, and the people following behind were overwhelmed with fear. Taking the 12 disciples aside, Jesus once more began to describe everything that was about to happen to him. He's giving them his agenda. Listen, he said, We're going up to Jerusalem, where the Son of Man will be betrayed to the leading priests and the teachers of the religious law. They will sentence him to die and hand him over to the Romans. They will mock him, spit on him, flog him with a whip, and kill him. But after 3 days, he will rise again. Oh! The book of Mark says, Jesus was walking ahead of them on the road to Jerusalem. He is showing us something powerful about the heart of Christ. Ano? Kasi most leaders would hang back when danger is ahead. Oh, kayo na mauna. Dito na ako sa likod. Mas safe dito. Kayo na muna mamatay. Kayo na muna magdusa. Ayan ang mga leader, VIP. Pero si Jesus, hindi. The Bible says, He was walking ahead of them. Siya nauuna doon sa krus. So the people following Him, they were in awe. Whoa! And they were afraid. Most people will slow down when the cost increase, when suffering is really terrible, when the difficulty increases. Parang, teka, parang di yata maganda itong pupuntahan natin. Ba't ba dyan pupunta si Jesus? So Jesus knows, and the disciples knows very clearly. He explained to them many, many times, what awaits them in Jerusalem is mocking, betrayal, suffering, and death. Jesus is telling us His heart. True greatness chooses the difficult path, not the easy road. True greatness chooses the path of pain and suffering for a greater glory, not the way of comfort and convenience. Tindi, Baligtad talaga. Sa mundo ngayon, yung mga bossing, yung mga leader, parang VIP talaga Mawala ng wifi, magmumura na. Mahuli ang grab driver, gusto nang hagisan ng granada yung kotse. Di ba? Mawala ang aircon, naguhuramentado. Walang mga parkingan, ayoko na. Nako, wala bang reserve space sa mga VIP? Ayan. But Jesus chose the difficult path. Na ang totoong leader, na ang totoong magaling sa paningin ng Diyos, na ang totoong dakila sa mata ng Panginoon, ay yung handang magsakripisyo. The cross before the crown. Pain before glory. So the people were amazed because his courage does not make sense. Ano bang klaseng leader ito? Mas pinipili pa yung kamatayan kaysa yung masarap na buhay? And they were also afraid because his path challenges their own comfort and safety. They wanted a comfortable life. But ba ito sinamahan nating leader? Grabe, magdudusa rin pala tayo. And there's the surprising message we discover in this passage. The road to true greatness always goes downhill. The way up is the way down. Gusto mong umangat? Magpakababa ka. Gusto mong umunlad? Magsakripisyo ka. Gusto mong maging matagumpay? Magdusa ka. Jesus is telling us the secret to success, the secret to greatness, the secret to true happiness and true leadership. And it's choosing the path of sacrifice. Iba talaga tong Christian life, It's the path of the cross. It's the message of the cross. It's the value of the cross. Na kung walang krus, walang korona. Kung walang hirap, walang ginhawa. Kung walang pagsasakripisyo, walang pagpapala. Sa mundo, pag gusto mo umangat, apakan mo yung iba. Gusto mo maging matagumpay, kompetensyan mo yung iba. Gusto mong maging sikat, bardagulin mo yung iba. Gusto mong yumaman, isahan mo yung mga, nakawan mo yung iba. But Jesus was telling us a different path to greatness. Hindi pataasan, pagalingan, patalinuhan, payamanan, kundi palaliban ng pagsunod sa Diyos. Patindihan ng pagmamahal kay Jesus. That is the path to greatness. He explains, malinaw naman talaga sa kanila yung pupuntahan natin, tatraydorin ako. Yung pupuntahan natin, sasaktan ako. Yung pupuntahan natin, papatayin ako. But there is always hope, It doesn't end in the cross. It doesn't end in death. Sabi niya, pero 3 araw, mabubuhay ako muli. That's also the Christian journey. God promises us, In this world, we will sacrifice. In this world, we will have troubles. In this world, a crime will be committed against you. In this world, as Christians, we will have cancer and all sickness. We will have bankruptcy. And we will have difficulties. We will have conflicts. People will laugh at us. People will kill us. But at the end, there will be resurrection. Yun ang sinasabi ni Jesus. Sa kabila ng kanyang paghihirap, pagdurusa, mabubuhay siyang muli. Kayo din. Ikaw din. Tagasunod ka ni Jesus eh. Oo, mumurahin, duduraan, hihiyain, sasaktan. Pero mabubuhay muli after patayan. Ito ngayon ang tanong sa atin, bilang mga believers, bilang mga tagasunod ni Jesus. Why do we follow Jesus? Do we follow Jesus because of the benefits or the blessings or the breakthroughs? Do we follow Him because it's comfortable or convenient? Or do we follow Him because He is the Lord and He is King, He is the Master of our lives, and He has given us everything? May mga bagay sa mundo na kailangan natin maintindihan, na ang tunay na yaman ay hindi paramihan ng pera. Ang tunay na yaman ay kung si Jesus ang totoong kayamanan mo. Oh, iba yun ha? If our treasure is found in this world, we will always be disappointed. If our success and happiness is based on the circumstances of life, we will always be frustrated and depressed. Kasi nauubos ang pera, naagnas ang mukha, pumapangit ang ating mga balat, nagkakasakit at lumalaki ang ating mga waistline, nauubos ang mga kaibigan, nalulugi negosyo, naluluma ang kotse, nauubos lahat ng ating palakpak. Pero kung ang ating yaman ay hindi nakabase sa mundo at sa kalagayan mo sa mundo, maubos ang pera, may sakit o wala, may blessing o wala, merong tagumpay o wala, may palakpak ng tao o wala, masaya ka, payapa ka, panatag ka. Because if your treasure is Jesus, the things money cannot buy, the things that the world cannot offer, the things that people cannot give, only Jesus can. Ito yung kanta ng mga bata. With Christ in my vessel, I can smile at the storm. Kahit na gaano katindi ang unos, gaano kaingay ang bagyo, gaano kasakit ang problema, basta kasama ko si Jesus, kakayanin ko. Hey, Christians get cancer too. Christians get bankrupt as well. Christians go through crime, go through conflicts, go through betrayal as well. But when Jesus is with us, Jesus said, you will have resurrection. You will have life that money cannot give, people cannot give. We become overcomers. So sometimes we enter seasons where following Jesus means the difficult path, the way of the cross. Minsan hindi naman kailangan physical sickness or financial crisis. Sometimes it's just forgiving someone who is difficult to love. Minsan, yung sumunod ka sa Diyos na, Lord, papatawarin ko. Nakakainis sakit Lord But we forgive because we have been forgiven. Yung mamahalin mo kahit ang hirap-hirap mahalin. Yung gagawan mo ng kabutihan kahit na patuloy yung gawa sa'yo ng kasamaan. Yung papakitaan mo ng awa at pagpapatawad kahit hindi humihingi ng sorry at kahit hindi nagbabago, kahit paulit-ulit yung ginagawa sa'yo. The path of the cross. It's the path of pain and sacrifice and death. Yung walang liyabang. Lunukan ng pride. Lord, ang sakit papatawarin ko. Lord, ang sakit mamahalin ko pa rin. Lord, ang sakit gagawan ko ng kabaitan. Kahit masama yung ginagawa sa akin. So Jesus is telling us, true greatness is not how much you have. It's not how much you know. It's not how much you have accumulated. It's not how much applause you have earned in this world. It's not the bling or the gold and the silver that you have. It's the depth of the cross in your life. Yung handa ka maglingkod kahit hindi ka pinapasalamatan. Yung handa ka magmahal kahit hindi ka mahal. Naranasan nyo na ba yun? Minamahal mo, hindi ka naman mahal, di wow, diyan ka na. Di ba? Yung pinaglilingkuran mo, hindi naman lang nagte-thank you, hindi ka man na-appreciate sa ginagawa mo. Hindi ka nga napapansin eh. That's the path of the cross. This passage reminds us that when we see clearly what the world gives us and how painful and difficult the world is, we also see Jesus clearly. He's not calling us to pain without a purpose. He is leading us toward a life that is free and whole and anchored in His love. The cross is not the end of the story. Ang ganda! Jesus always pairs suffering and death with resurrection. The cross and then the crown. Pain and then glory. So when you see the cost of the cross and the pain of the cross and the difficulty of obeying Jesus because of the cross, we become honest, but at the end, we also have genuine faith. We have hope that grows and grows. Ang hirap din pala nito, na sa paningin ng Diyos, yung totoong magaling, yung totoong matagumpay, ay yung naglilingkod at yung nagtitiis at nagsasakripisyo para sa Diyos at para sa kapwa. So, some of you know, many weeks ago, I had a lunch. My wife and I met a couple who I'm about to marry and to officiate their wedding. Ikakasal ko. So, lagi ako meron ng pre-wedding meal with the couple. Konting tips, konting advice. Pero nauna kami sa restaurant. Ito problema. Gutom na ako. Si Pastor Mike, kapag gutom, mainit ang ulo. Alam ni Mrs. yan. Nako, si Mike, alam ko yan. Memorize ko yan. Pag gutom, pag pagod, pag puyat, huwag kang harang dyan. Huwag kang papetex-petex, no? Mainit na ulo niyan. Gutom na yan. Sadly, that's my weakness. Problema, umorder kami. Dumating yung waitress. Mali yung binigay na pagkain. Ay, bumigay talaga ako. Manipis ang PC ko. Pag gutom, Lord, maawa ka sa akin, Nasigawan ko. Nako! Halos maiyak yung waiter. Tinginan ho yung mga kataping table. So yung misis ko, kinalabit ako, Mike, ano ka ba? Nakita nila tayo nag-pray. Papi-pray ka pa, ganyang sisinghalan mo lang yung waitress. So ang mga misis, parang Holy Spirit yan. Nakunbig ako, Lord, sorry. Oops, blooper. Sabi ni misis, mag-sorry ka. Mamaya. Mamaya, mag-sorry ka, ha? Okay. Dumating na ho yung kausap namin. Ayoko matapos yung meeting. Gusto ko matagal. Kasi ayoko mag-sorry. Sige, magkwento pa kayo. Sige, kwento pa tayo. Umorder pa kayo. They are about to leave. Pastor Mike, thank you, Sister Ethel. They went, Mike, sorry ka na. Ang hirap ho pala talaga nun, Sa Pilipinas, walang customer na nagsasorry sa waiter. Walang tatay na nagsasorry sa anak. Walang employer na nagsasorry sa empleyado. Walang bossing. Kilala mo ba ako? Hindi ba ako kilala, ha? Na nagsasorry sa waitress. Tindi, So sabi ng misis ko, Mike, mag-sorry ka na. Alis na tayo. Bumigat ho yung pa ako. Parang naging 10 kilo yun. Hindi ko magalaw, Hindi ako maglakad Parang na-stroke ako. Ang daming dahilan. Naku, mag-sorry ka na. Okay. Lumapit ako. Excuse me, miss. Parang ako nabibilaw. Sir, yes sir, ano po? Hirap po talaga, Lulukan ng pride, It's the path of the cross. Sabi ko, miss, kanina, nataasan kita ng boses. Nasigawan kita. Sensya ka na. Sorry. I apologize. You don't deserve that. Forgive me. Maiyak-iyak ho yung waitress. Sabi niya, sir, okay lang ho yun. No problem. Naiiyak pa rin ho ako Sabi ko, thank you Umalis na kami. Tara, alis na tayo. Ang sakit ho ng lunukan ng pride, Pero ang sarap. Mapatawad. Ang sarap din. Magpakumbaba, humingi ng tawad. The courage and the humility to ask for forgiveness is the path of the cross. Lord, ang sakit But true greatness, sa paningin ni Jesus, yung totoong magaling, totoong sikat, yung totoong mayaman, Hindi yung maraming pera. Hindi yung VIP. Hindi yung matalino, hindi yung sikat. Hindi yung malakas. Yun yung handang magpakumbaba. Humingi ng tawad. It's the way of the cross. It's humility. It's servanthood. So Jesus is teaching His disciples, true greatness is not in how much you know or how much you earned and how much you have. It's how deep you follow the cross before the crown. It's humility, it's sacrifice, it's servanthood. It's dying to the self. Yan. Ito naman yung pangalawa. May pangalawa pa. Hirap naman ito. Choose heavenly promotion rather than worldly prestige. Piliin mo ang pagtataguyod ng Diyos, hindi palakpak ng tao. Ito nangyari. Nako, makakakonect kayo dito. The disciples were actually asking Jesus, Lord, bigyan mo na kami ng promotion. Bigyan mo na kami ng proposition. Kung ikaw yung number 1, pwede bang kami yung number 2 tsaka number 3? Give us the right hand and the left hand position in the organization of your kingdom. Kung Lord, kung ikaw yung presidente, gawin mo naman akong executive secretary, gawin mo naman akong vice president. Parang gano'n ang hinihingi nila. Tinangan natin. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came over and spoke to him, Teacher. They said, we want you to do us a favor. Eto na. Nako, maraming tatamaan sa atin dito. What is your request? He asked. They replied, Lord, when you sit at your glorious throne in your kingdom, we want to sit in places of honor next to you. Lord? Favor lang. One on the right, on your right, and the other on your left. Grabe naman to. So Jesus was telling them, we will go to Jerusalem, I will die, I will suffer. And then these two disciples, Lord, pagka naghahari ka na, pero medyo namang, kung pwede lang naman, di ba? Baka naman. One on your right, one on your left. Sabi ni Jesus, kaya niyo bang inumin yung iinumin ko? Kaya niyo bang daanan yung dadaanan ko? Kaya niyo bang tiisin yung titiisin ko? Sagot nila, kaya naman, Lord, kaya naman. Jesus said to them, you will indeed drink from my bitter cup and be baptized with the baptism of suffering. But I have no right to say who will sit on my right or on my left. Just lang may alam niyan. God has prepared those places for the ones He has chosen. Eto, narinig ng mga ibang disciples. When the 10 other disciples heard what James and John had asked, they were indignant. Naku, bad trip sila. Ano ba naman tong si James tsaka si John? Palakasan system. It's the system of the world. So the passage somehow reveals to us how human the disciples are. Something we often try to hide inside our hearts. So as Jesus moves towards the cross, ang iniisip nila, sarili nila. Yung position nila, yung promotion nila, yung gusto nila. They're not asking for salvation. They're not asking for the strength on the road of the cross. They were asking for seats. Pero teka muna, bago kayo maggalit, magtampo kay James and John, before we judge them, we need to admit na tayo rin ganon. Ambition lives quietly inside our hearts. Tayo rin naman may ambition. Gusto nating yumaman. Gusto nating sumikat. Gusto nating maging matagumpay. Gusto nating maging maayos ang ating mga buhay. Masama ba yun, Pastor Mike? Hindi. Sometimes success and blessings and wealth and the convenience of life and the comforts of our family, they come from God. The problem is when the ambition turns us away from the heart of God. Yun ang problema. Ambition is good as long as the ambition is aligned to the purposes of God in your life. Na yung kayamanan mo, magamit mo para sa Panginoon, para sa iba. Na yung tagumpay mo at posisyon mo at yung leadership title mo, magamit mo para sa Diyos at para sa kapwa. Ay, ibang klase yun, ha? Mayor ka pero nababago ang buhay dahil sa iyong posisyon. Milyonaryo ka pero ang daming natutulungan dahil sa iyong yaman. Sikat ka pero maraming nai-inspire sa buhay mo dahil sa iyong accomplishment. Pero when your title and your prestige and your position and your wealth becomes a selfish ambition, yumaman ka nga, nalimutan mo naman kami lahat. Wala ka nang kilala, hindi ka na makausap, pumipila kami, makapag-appointment lang sa'yo. Di wow, galing naman. Parang kinalimutan mo na yung nakaraan mo. Yan ang problema sa ambisyon. So, James and John also have an ambition. Maybe they have, Lord, baka naman, gawin mo kaming top generals mo. But for us, sometimes it's really about the self. Self-promotion, self-entitlement, self-convenience, and comfort. Pero si Jesus, hindi sila sinigawan, hindi sila sininghalan. With gentleness, He said, kaya niyo bang inumin yung iinumin kong baso? Kaya niyo bang daanan yung dadaanan ko? He's not against ambition. Jesus is against ambition that runs away from the cross. Okay lang yung ambisyon, basta sumusunod ka sa gusto ng Diyos. Pero kung tinatakbuhan mo na yung gusto ng Diyos, nakakahadlang na yung ambisyon mo sa buhay. So James and John want a throne, but Jesus will walk towards the thorns. So para sinasabi niya, kayo gusto nyo kagad ginhawa, gusto nyo kagad tagumpay, gusto nyo kagad upuan, trono, titulo. But I choose the cross. I choose the thorns. I choose the spit and the shame that I will walk on. Yun muna. So Jesus is teaching them, yung totoong magaling, yung totoong matagumpay. Ang pipiliin mo, yung masakit, kasi yun ang gusto ng Diyos. Yung mahirap gawin, kasi yun ang kalooban ng Diyos. Hirap kaya magpatawad. Hirap kaya magmahal. Hirap kaya maglingkod. Lalo na kung nakakainis yung kaharap mo. But Jesus chose the path of the cross. Because true greatness is not in how much you have or how much you know or how much you have acquired or how much applause or followers you have. It's how deep your love for God is, that you're willing to do anything to sacrifice and to serve. So Jesus is inviting us to release ambition that is rooted in ego and to embrace ambition rooted in love. Love for God and love for others. Ambition that seeks to serve and to bless, to lift others and point others to Jesus. Minsan nag-i-imagine ako, Lord, kung ma-born again siguro si Jeff Bezos, kung maging Christian siguro si Jack Ma, or si Bill Gates, ang dami sigurong matutulungan, Ibang klase, But sometimes the Lord rebukes me, Mike, hindi yan paramihan ng pera. Palialayiman niya ng pagmamahal sa Diyos at sa kapwa. Maraming tao, maraming pera, pero walang pakialam sa iba. Pero may mga tao, hindi mayaman, konti lang ang naipon, maliit lang ang sweldo. Pero yung pagmamahal sa Diyos, higante. Yung pagmamahal sa kapwa, walang makapigil. Pinag-aaralan ko ngayon kung paano yun Lord, teach me to be like Jesus. Lord, hindi ako mayaman, hindi ako milyonaryo. Wala akong sandamakmak na bank account. Lord, wala akong kayamanan. Pero tulungan mo ako makatulong sa iba. Kaya minsan may tatawag sa akin, pare, Mike, pakiusap naman. Pahiram naman ng 10K. Nasa ospital si Mrs. Hindi ko alam kung saan kukunin yung gamot. Pambayad sa doktor. Pambayad sa ER. Sabi ko, pare, wala akong 10K. Meron ako 2K. Sa'yo na. Huwag may balik. Hindi yan utang. Tulong ko yan, pare. Pag binalik mo, magtatampo ako sa'yo. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. I am learning. Sometimes, Lord, sakit Lord, 2K. Wala na kami pambayad, pambili ng bigas Pero Lord, tutulong ako. Ayan. Sabi ni Lord, hindi yan pahayamanan. Hindi yan paramihan ng pera. Hindi yan palakihan ng bahay, paramihan ng kotse. Hindi yan palakihan ng negosyo. Palakihan ng puso para sa Diyos, para sa kapwa. True greatness is not how you relate with the VIP and the wealthy and the popular and the famous and the powerful. True greatness is how you treat those who are lower than you. Paano mo kausapin yung waiter? Paano mo kausapin yung security guard? Paano mo itrato yung helper mo at yung yaya mo? Paano mo itrato Yung mga MMDA officers. Wow! Sakit, Pastor Mike, ha? May kasabihan tayo sa Pilipino, bato-bato sa langit, ang tamaan, bukol. Mabukulan sana tayong lahat. Lahat tayo may bukol na. Ako may bukol na. Lord, ako yun, ha? Di ba? True greatness. Our ambitions get misguided when they revolve around the self. When our prayers become more about our convenience and comfort rather than obeying God. But when our dreams centered around what God wants us to do for us, rather, we will follow the path of the cross instead. Yan, it's a heart check moment for all of us. Why do I want what I want? Bakit ko gusto maging mayaman? Para ba maging komportable ang buhay ko? Para ba sumikat ako? O para ba makatulong sa iba? At para maparangalan ang Diyos? Yan ang mga tanungang matindi. Bakit ko ba gusto maging champion? Bakit ko ba gusto ng medalya at trophy at palakpak? Para ba sabihin kong mainggit kayo, be? Para ba magyabang ako? O para parangalan ang Diyos at para makatulong sa iba? Bakit ko ba gustong umunlad at umasenso? Para ba ipagdiinan ko sa mga taong umapi sa akin na magaling ako at dapat nyo akong igalang? O para maparangalan ang Diyos at matulungan ng iba? Yan ang matinding tanungan. Wealth is not evil. Ambition is not wrong. Success is not bad. As long as we align our hearts with the heart of God. But when ambition, success, and wealth becomes a barrier to what God wants, it becomes an excuse and an alibi to run away from the cross, then we are sinning and disobeying against God. Ay, ibang klase, ano? So Jesus was not rebuking them of their ambition. Jesus was telling James and John, remember the cross. Okay lang maghangad ng leadership position, leadership title. But remember, the titles, they require the cross. Papatayin kayo, kaya nyo ba? Mumurahin kayo, kaya nyo ba? Magtitiis kayo, sasaktan kayo, kaya nyo ba? This is the last. Jesus was telling them the secret to greatness is when we choose the humble towel, not the impressive throne. Piliin mo ang pagpapakumbaba, hindi ang pagpapasikat. So, Jesus called them together and said, you know what the rulers of the world, in this world, they lord it over their people. And officials flaunt their authority over those under them. But among you, it will be different. Huwag kayo ganon, sabi ni Jesus. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. And whoever wants to be first among you must be the slave of everyone else. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others, and to give His life as a ransom for many. Ang galing. Boom! He dropped the bomb. You want to be the leader? You need to be a servant. You want to be the greatest of all? You need to be a slave of all. Baligtad talaga ang Panginoon, ano? Sa mundo, kung gusto mong tumaas, apakan mo yung iba. Kung gusto mong umasenso, kalabanin mo yung iba. Kung gusto mong yumaman, nakawan mo yung iba. Kung gusto mong maging sikat at matagumpay, awayin mo yung iba. Si Jesus, baligtad. Gusto mong maging matagumpay, paglingkuran mo ang iba. Gusto mong umasenso, mahalin mo yung iba. Gusto mong maging mayaman, akapin mo ang mga hindi mayayaman. Wow! So in the world system, greatness is measured by authority, by visibility, by control, by prestige. Leaders climb upward, they gain followers, they secure influence, and often they do it by standing on the efforts of others. Yun ang sistema ng mundo, ano? Jesus names this openly. Not to condemn leadership itself, but to expose the heart behind worldly leadership, and that is self-exaltation. Ang leader daw sa mundo, ang sikat daw sa mundo, at ang magaling sa mundo, bossing ang dating. BIP ang dating. May wangwang, may bodyguard, may spotlight. Hindi makakain lahat pag wala ka. Hindi makasimula yung program, wala pa si mayor wala pa si president wala pa si CEO gutom na kami. Late na kami. Wala pa nga yung VIP Yan, sabi ni Jesus. Sa mundo, ganun ang mga leader, mga bossing. They lord it over them. Kumbaga, hindi kumakausap ng mga ordinaryong aliping sa gigilid. Pipila ka para makausap lang si boss. Pipila ka para makausap lang yung sikat. Pipila ka. Kumbaga, sabi ni Jesus, huwag kayong ganun. He's reversing the world system of self-exaltation. You want to be great. You want to be successful. You want to be wealthy. You want to be truly, truly great in the eyes of God. You become the slave of all. He uses a radical word, si Mark. Doulos. It's a person with no rights, no privileges, no comfort, no salary, but obeys the master with pleasure and delight. Yan, the doulos. You become the slave of all. Hirap ang sakit Pero sa mata ng Diyos, ikaw ang totoong matagumpay. Ikaw ang totoong mayaman. He turns the entire idea upside down. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. In other words, kingdom greatness does not climb the ladder. It carries the towel. The way up is the way down. The path to honor is paved with humility and sacrifice and servanthood. Jesus is not lowering the bar of greatness. He is redefining greatness. And then he gives the reason why. He said, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve." Boom! And he gives the life as a ransom for others, to save others. Staggering, nakakamangha. Jesus, the one who spoke creation into existence, Jesus, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, who owns the wealth of the heavens and the earth. Mayaman, makapangyarihan, hari. Bumaba sa lupa, naging tao kagaya natin, naglingkod, naghugas ng maduming mga paa, nagpagaling ng mga maduduming may karamdaman, kinausap yung mga iniiwasan pinandidirihan, inakap yung mga taong tinatakwil at tinataboy. He fed the hungry, he healed the broken, he ultimately gave his life as a ransom for many. So service is not just something Jesus did, service is who Jesus is. If the Son of God takes the posture of a servant, how can his followers aim for anything less? How does this look like, how does this picture in our lives? Ano ba ang itsura ng pagiging servant, Pastor Mike? Well, sometimes servanthood looks like this. In our marriages, it means choosing to love, to understand, rather than being right. Minsan, kayong mag-asawa, nagtatalo, nag-aaway. Minsan, piliin mo nalang magmahal, umintindi, makinig, kaysa igit na tama ka. That's servanthood. You swallow your passion to be right, to justify your arguments. Instead, you love and serve, and you try to listen well. So in the workplace, sometimes servanthood means honoring people instead of climbing corporate ladders. Ginagalang mo yung mga tao, hindi mo kinukumpetensya, agawan sa pwesto. Hindi mo chinichismis, binabackbite, sinisiraan, para ikaw yung mauna. In the churches, it means valuing people who are unseen, the invisible servants. Alam niyo ba yung nakikita niyo lang, yung mga pastor, yung mga worship leaders, yung mga ushers. Pero there are people who are serving as well, who you do not see. They are also equally important. In our friendships, sometimes servanthood means listening with patience, giving with joy, caring without keeping score. Yung gumagawa ka ng kabaitan nang hindi ka naniningil at hindi ka nanunumbat. Sometimes in social media, it means biting our tongue, keeping our peace, so that we will not hurt others anymore. I don't know what the issue is, but servanthood sometimes swallowing our pride and giving up our right to be right. So we can be kind and humble and loving even when it hurts us. Tindi ano? Serving does not make us less. It makes us more like Christ. Yung dinuduraan, yung minumura, yung binabato, sinasaktan, pero handang ibigay ang buhay. The world may never applaud us, but heaven notices us. And the people around us are changed because of it. So Jesus draws a clear distinction between the definition of the world's greatness and the definition of God about greatness. Jesus is saying, if you want to know what greatness looks like, look at me, copy me, follow me. I use my power to heal others. I use my power to lift others. I use my power to love others, to help others. So power is not bad. Wealth is not bad. Titles and leadership positions are not bad. But we use it like Christ to help, to heal, to feed, to uplift, to encourage. That's called redemptive ambition. We turn our wealth for the glory of God. We turn our ambitions for the honor of God. We turn our titles and positions to help people around us and to honor God. Hirap, ano? Sometimes it's a choice. Will I choose the path of the cross to serve, or will I choose the path of prestige, to be famous, to be comfortable, to be convenient? Merong isang mag-asawa na pumunta sa doktor. Si Mrs. dinala si Mr. sa doktor. Nagpa-check up. So, si Mr. may sakit, inuubo, may bacteria yata sa lungs, kailangan antibiotic, ano. Pero meron siyang hearing problem. Hindi na makarinig si Mr. Matanda na. So, si doktor sabi, meron siyang bacteria, kailangan ng antibiotic lang yan. 7 days. Sabi ni Mr. Ano daw? Sabi ni Doc, may sakit ka daw. Okay. So, sabi ni Doc, pero, Mrs., wag mo siyang i-stressin. Wag mong gagalitin. Kailangan niya magpahinga. Ikaw maglaba, ikaw magluto. Wag mo na siyang paglinisin. Ikaw na maglinis. Ikaw na rin ang mag-drive. Lahat, ikaw na. Kasi, kailangan niya magpahinga eh. Pagpahinga man naman si Mister. So, si Mrs. nag-iisip, daming gagawin ah. Ito. Sabi ni Mister, ano sabi ni Doc? Mamamatay ka na daw. Ayaw maglingkod. Ayaw mag-serve. Ayaw magluto. Ayaw maglaba. Ayaw maglinis. So servanthood does not look like a dramatic encounter with people who will spit at us while we are on the path of the cross. Sometimes it's forgiving someone who hurt you. Servanthood. Sometimes it's serving someone who is difficult to be with. Servanthood. Sometimes it's apologizing to someone who is lower than you. Servanthood. Sakit Hindi madali But Jesus said, truly great people are not the wealthiest, are not the most successful, are not the strongest and the most powerful. The truly great people are the ones who serve even when it hurts, are the ones who love even when it's difficult, are the ones who forgive even when people do not apologize. Servanthood. So the world tells us to chase influence, secure position, and make sure our name is famous. But Jesus invites us to a different road. A road that goes down. You want to go up, you'd go down. A road where we follow Him with awe. So today we learned about this. The truly great are not those who are powerful, prestigious, and prominent, but those who choose to be a humble servant like Christ. Ang tunay na mataas ay yung nagpapakumbaba, naglilingkod, at nagsasakripisyo para sa Diyos at para sa kapwa. Today we learn three beautiful truths, powerful truths, difficult truths as well. Choose. How do you become great in the eyes of God? We choose the hardship of the cross before the honor of the crown. We choose heavenly promotion rather than the worldly prestige. We choose the humble towel, not the impressive throne.